Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Collection Corner here on the WRESTLEDUDE YouTube channel, where today, honestly, I feel like this might be our biggest episode yet, and honestly, looking at all this stuff, we might have a two-parter on our hands. So if this episode kind of abruptly ends with a to be continued marker, at least I've kind of prefaced it. But if you guys don't know what the Collection Corner is, it's a series where basically it's like my mail call slash unboxing type of thing, where I show some of the new stuff that's going to be entering my collections of stuff from either like Toy Story or Funko Pops, wrestling figures, comic book figures, stuff like that. And like I said, I've got quite a few things here today. Obviously, you can hear stuff shuffling around me. So let's not waste any time and let's get right into it today. I'm gonna start off with this just because it's right there. Obviously, you can see it's Toy Story, but what is it that's Toy Story, you may ask? Well, this is actually. I know what you're thinking. Why did you buy a Barbie? Well, obviously, it's Tour Guide Barbie from Toy Story 2. Like I said, I collect from the first two Toy Story movies, and I saw this on eBay for a really good price, especially for like how old it is. It's mint in the box. I honestly don't want to take this out of the box. Like, usually I display things loose, but the packaging on this looks really cool, especially with like these 3D cutouts of like Rex and Buzz, and they even have like a little car right here. So honestly, I'm gonna keep that in the packaging. But yeah, I wanted to get this, and obviously looking online, some of these things go for very expensive prices. But actually, there was an option on eBay where someone set a price, but they also said like you can give your best offer, and I offered them a fairly reasonable price, and they said okay. So obviously they were just trying to get rid of this, and no one else would buy it. So I guess they just said yes to my offer. So now it's in my collection. It's a special edition as well, a little special edition sticker right there. So I have this. Oh my goodness! I just I just realized I don't have an item. I thought I had everything here. There's actually one more item. Hold on. Oh, how did I forget you? You're so huge. Okay. By the way, don't soundbite that. That sounded weird. Anyways, the other item, and like I said, I'm not sure how I missed this because it's massive, is also a Toy Story item. I pulled the trigger on the collection or collectible version of Bo Peep. Comes with her sheep, and I think comes with a lamp. I could be wrong. Okay, maybe I am wrong. Maybe that's just decorative. But yeah, this looks awesome. Very nice. I remember seeing this in Target and I passed up on it just because this was around the time where I wasn't going all in on my Toy Story collection. I think I only had like Buzz, Woody, the aliens, and I think Bullseye and Jesse. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and Zurg. I think that's all I had. And then I can't remember what exactly triggered it to me wanting to go all in on the first two movies collecting from that. But yeah, by the time I did make that decision, this stuff was out of stores. So obviously, same thing with the tour guide Barbie. I kept an eye on eBay, waiting for one to drop for a really good price. Usually, all of them were going for like 120 something dollars, and then finally, this one dropped below, I believe, $90, and then I have Honey downloaded, the free software. I'm not sponsored by Honey. Maybe someday, maybe. But I had a coupon which actually dropped the price even more. So that's why I got it for so cheap. And also, it was actually this was shipped from only like a state away, so the shipping price for it was actually very cheap as well. So yes, I do spend quite a bit of money on my collections, but at least I'm smart about it, trying to get the best deals and everything. But yes, I'm very glad that I picked this up. I love the scale of it. Obviously, does not come with the working lamp, as we just figured out. But yeah, I think all in all, I think it looks very good. But it is very huge, and like I said, I don't know how I missed that when I was getting everything set up here. But yeah, there's that. Um, Jeez Louise, this is part of the problem. Is there's so much stuff here. I don't know where to go next. Actually, going from one of the biggest items in this episode, let's go to the smallest thing here. This is actually not something that I bought. This is actually something that I made from scratch. I was at work the other day, and on the ground I found a paperclip. So I brought it home, grabbed some googly eyes, and I made this guy. Now, if you know Microsoft, you will know that this is Clippy from Microsoft, the little assistant that would pop up on like whenever you use, I think, Microsoft Word or something like that. But yeah, he would be your assistant. You know, he would pop up asking if you need help or anything. I don't know. It was just a fun little craft thing that I had an idea for. I found the paperclip. I was like, you know what? I could probably do something with this. So who knows? Maybe I'll just have him sitting here next to my computer or something in case I need help with spelling or something. I don't know. It was just a fun little thing. But let me know in the comment section below if you know what Clippy is, just based off of seeing that without me explaining what it is. I want to know the age of some of my audience here, honestly. Um, hmm. I'm going to actually go with these two things here because this is actually a pretty interesting thing to tell. So, I actually owned these before. They were in my wrestling figure collection, and then this was back in 2020, back when I wasn't working a regular job, and I was honestly kind of looking to get a little bit of extra cash, so I sold off a bunch of stuff, mostly wrestling figures and Funko Pops, for my collection, and I needed to make some sacrifices, and I kind of need to pick and choose what stuff I was going to put up for sale. And I ended up selling my original Iconics 2-pack figures. I ended up selling them on Facebook Marketplace. I think I did it as like a big package deal with a bunch of other figures. I think I sold an AJ Styles. I think I sold a Shinsuke Nakamura, which I actually kind of regret now because that was a really good figure. But like I said, it was back when I kind of needed money. But I wanted to get these because I do plan on doing some custom work, customizing these into not the Iconics, but the Inspiration, their new Impact Wrestling gimmick, which is very, very good. If you guys are not watching Impact Wrestling, definitely give it a watch because these guys or these ladies are great in it. So yeah, I ended up picking these up from Mercari. Very good deal on them. But yeah, it just kind of sucks knowing that these were in my collection before and I ended up selling them. And then I had to end up buying them again. But they do look very nice. Obviously, they got their blue gear. I have yet to figure out which inspiration gear to do for them. There's a couple different choices, but I don't know. But I'm excited to do a lot more custom work, which is actually a nice segue into our next sort of subcategory. Like I said, with those, I'm working on some custom wrestling figures, which is exactly what we're going to be diving into right now. So, I've done a little bit of repainting work on some figures that I've had. This first one is actually going to be a custom Brian Myers, formerly known as Kurt Hawkins. So there you can see him. This is actually a basic that actually showed up on an old episode, but I'm reworking it into his Brian Myers I guess, figurine and stuff. So the work that I did on this is I took some clay, some air drying clay, and I actually molded his singlet on. It's not painted, it's molded. And then the facial hair, same thing. I actually added on this little goatee bit. As you can see, it's a little bit different from the rest of it. And then after it hardened, obviously I painted it. I painted the rest of the hair too. Um, Honestly, I might go a little bit darker just because I'm trying to make it match the Super 7 figure that's going to be coming out soon, and that hair is like a darkish brown, but I was trying to find a good in between here. Now, this figure is not finished yet. I actually have some wrestling figure decals, which are basically like stickers, that are coming in soon, and that'll be the finishing touch. I think I have like one for the chest, one on the back here, and then I think one more somewhere else, and then I think this will be finished. The only details that I can't do for this figure are on Brian Myers' like forearms right here. I think he has the names of his children. Obviously, I can't get that fine a detail with a paintbrush or anything like that, and obviously his kids' names are written in cursive, and I can't write cursive normally anyway, so trying to do it in super small print is a no-go for me, bro. So I'm excited to finish that up whenever the decals come. Speaking of which, there's actually more decals that are coming. I ordered some decals for that, and I ordered some decals for this custom Matt Cardona. Now, I do have... Hold on. I do already have a Zack Ryder, but I wanted to do a custom Matt Cardona as well, and I was wondering which attire to do. This is actually the matching attire to Chelsea Green from Slammiversary. For the, I think he's called the Major Mess and she's called the Hot Mess. So yeah, that's kind of the idea of this. Which actually, this one, funny story. You see how the boots are done up with like all these like different colored strings and such. The way I had to do that was so annoying, and I actually just did it earlier today. I painted all this up earlier today, and I did the work on these. But the way I did it was I took some super glue and I dabbed it onto the boot, and then I would start like pushing the string onto here. The problem with that is obviously the super glue got onto my fingers along with like some residue from like the string and stuff. So after I got done putting the string and stuff on, like my fingers, like my fingertips were covered in dried super glue and like little bits of string. So that was very tedious, but ultimately I think it turned out pretty good. I tried to do chest hair here. Like I'm kind of an amateur when it comes to custom figures, but I think this turned out really good. Which actually, while we're talking about, did I get? Oh, I thought I got black paint in his eye, like right here from the little eye detail. But speaking of Matt Cardona, I guess this is a perfect time to show off these little figure accessories. I got these off of Etsy. These are some more custom figure belts. So we have the GCW World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at that. Hold on a second. So this is a different type of custom belt than the ones that we've seen on previous episodes. It's actually got like the little Velcro straps, and actually down here what I like is it has these like nice little metal buttons that make it look like how it is on TV. And then the center of it, on some of my older custom belts that I've gotten from Wrestling Customs 24/7, they're literally just painted on. What I like about these is it's a nice step upward, is like this stuff is actually molded like hardened plastic that has the belt design on it. It just gives it a nicer, like more like three-dimensional, like official feel to it. And that's not to slight Wrestling Customs 24/7. I still think they do really good work. I believe the gentleman that does this stuff, I think his name is called like Billy J or something like that. I'll try to remember to leave a link to his Etsy page down below because he does a lot of really great work. He's actually sending me another belt soon that was also won by Matt Cardona. Spoiler, it's the ECW Television Championship that he won from Rhino. As soon as that happened, I was like, honestly, I want to see if maybe he has this belt in stock. And he did, so that's awesome. But speaking of Matt Cardona and speaking of the GCW World Heavyweight Championship, what collection and what Matt Cardona custom figure would be complete without the GCW Universal Championship, the custom title that Matt Cardona made when he won the GCW Championship? Now, the only problem with this belt is obviously Matt Cardona's version, the strap on it was like a darkish purple. This is just straight up black, but honestly, I don't really care that much. But yeah, like I said before, the detail on these is amazing. Like, look at that. Like 3D metal pieces with the... I think the pieces might be 3D printed and then cut out like that. I just got a notification on my phone for something. But yeah, I think it looks really good. And obviously, once I'm done customizing this and getting the decals on, I will display him proudly with not only the GCW Championship and the GCW Universal Championship, but whenever that ECW Television Championship comes as well, I'll set that up. Jeez, Matt Cardona has done some crazy awesome stuff ever since leaving the WWE. It's just insane. Um, let's move on to this. This is actually really cool. This is actually a really nice, really custom outfit. This isn't even one that's been on WWE TV. This is my custom Becky Lynch Spider-Man themed attire. I'm trying to give you guys like a nice little close-up look of it there. Trying to get the camera to like focus in on it. It's a little difficult at some points. Hello? You. Okay, never mind. I guess it's not gonna focus in. But anyways, yeah. I saw this photo on Instagram And I actually tagged the person when I posted about this on my Instagram page. I actually tagged the person from the original post that was doing like custom attires of like superstars, but in the style and pattern of Spider-Man. And they did one for Becky Lynch, and I thought it looked really cool. So I had this Becky Lynch left over from when I worked on my custom Tegan Knox right here. Now, if you remember from that custom Tegan Knox that I showed off before, I used Becky Lynch's ponytail from this figure for that Tegan Knox. So you're probably wondering, well, how does Becky have a ponytail on this again? Well, I took some clay and I remolded a new ponytail. It's obviously not as good as the original, but, you know, hey. And then I repainted her hair a brighter shade of orange, which I think looks fine. But this is a nice detail that I like that I ended up adding. I actually molded her hand into the Spider-Man web shooting pose. The way that I did it was I have this space heater right here. And don't try this at home if you're young and you want to try and do this. Do not try this at home. Usually the way that I modify figures' hands and even pop the heads off is you put them in a pot of boiling water. You kind of dip the body part in for maybe like a couple minutes, and it heats it up enough to where like the plastic is bendable. I was sitting here and I had my space heater on while I was working on this, and I looked at my space heater. I was like, I wonder how this will work. And I held the hand in front of the space heater for maybe like 10, 30 seconds, maybe even, which I guess is kind of the same of using the hair dryer. I've seen people use the hair dryer method. So, but yeah, I I loosened the plastic enough to where I could bend the two middle fingers, held them in place while I put a little bit of super glue on there, and then that's what has it holding the pose of the Spider-Man web shooting pose. So I am very proud of how this turned out. And then obviously I did a layer of Mod Podge. I'm pretty sure I've explained what Mod Podge is on this series plenty of times, but if you don't know what it is, Mod Podge is basically like an extra layer that people put on like projects and stuff like that to give it like a little bit of extra shine, and especially with a figure like that. Goodness me, we are at 17 minutes and I don't even think we're halfway through. Like I said, this might be a two-parter. Let's go through this next custom very quickly. This is Karrion Kross. This is a basic Karrion Kross that I had, and this is his Father Cross attire or face paint. I just really like the look of this, and it was a fairly simple one to do. Obviously, I had this basic Karrion Kross figure just lying around, so I wanted to do something with it, and that's what I ended up doing was Father Cross. And actually, I posted this on Twitter, and I tagged him in it, and he replied to it saying, very nice, and then he quote tweeted that and confirmed that the Father Cross character will be making a return at some point on the independent wrestling scene. So, hey, not only are we just showing off random creations on Twitter, but we're getting wrestlers to spill details, the exclusives, breaking news here from the Collection Corner here on the WRESTLEDUDE YouTube channel. But here's a really cool custom. I'm really glad that I got the chance to work on this one. This is a custom Jeff Hardy, but it's not just any Jeff Hardy. It's my favorite probably version of Jeff Hardy. It is Itchweed Jeff Hardy. And if you don't know who Itchweed is, he is like Jeff Hardy who carries around a weed whacker, talks with a very thick, like, Carolinian accent, wears goggles on his face. It's very funny stuff. You got to look up clips of him. But this was a fairly simple job to do. More air dry clay and a little bit of paint. I'm trying to get this to focus. But yeah, if you look up on Google pictures of Itchweed, obviously you'll probably see that this is very similar. And honestly, when I hold him close to the camera, he kind of looks like Willy Wonka from the Johnny Depp remake with those goggles on. But yeah, I'm very glad I got to work on that because that's a very nice one. And not the last Jeff Hardy custom that I'll be working on. I'll talk about that maybe a little bit later on. But also, while I talk about that Jeff Hardy, when I got it in the mail, the person that I bought it from on Mercari sent this as well. Free gift, thank you. That's what's written on the packaging here. And what it is actually some trading cards. And actually, I don't know if the video's out by now, but I actually did a trading card unboxing video for WWE trading cards. So yeah, that was pretty cool to get. And I thought I would maybe do a miniature one here. Now, I have seen the top one, but as soon as I pulled out the top one, I thought, I should probably do the rest of these on the video. So I'm just going to show you guys the top one. The top one obviously is Buddy Murphy, or I guess he's just called Murphy here. But that's him with the Cruiserweight Championship. Looks very nice. Very shiny as well. What's the next one? Next one is Ivar. That's a cool one. That one's also shiny. Topps Chrome. That's what it's called. Okay. King Corbin. That's a nice one. Oh, and Candice LeRae, also in a very shiny form. That's very cool. I like the look of these. These are very nice. Candice LeRae, a very cool pick. Also, Murphy with the Cruiserweight Championship. That's also very nice. But yeah, very cool gift. Little side gift there. Not just the figure, but some cards as well. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, I have one more custom wrestling figure to show you guys. And I'm actually very, very proud of this one. Much like the Matt Cardona and Brian Myers customs, this one also requires some decals that haven't gotten here yet. But this was a Cody Rhodes custom, and I recreated his, I'll call it the Double or Nothing 2021 attire. Obviously, me and a lot of other people on Twitter called it his Homelander attire. But obviously, you can see him here pictured with the golden shovel. But like I said, I have a decal of his neck tattoo coming in, so I need to apply that whenever it gets here. And also, while I was out earlier today, I went to the craft store and I bought some gold metallic looking paint, so I'm actually going to repaint this shovel just to give it that actual like golden coloring instead of like this macaroni yellow looking coloring. But I do like the figure of this, and it's actually funny because the day after I finished that figure, and probably even sooner by the time this video comes out, AEW like at the toy fair in like London showed off that they're going to be doing their own like WWE Ultimate style line. It's going to be called like the Supreme series, and the first series is going to include Cody Rhodes apparently with that attire. So fuck me, I guess, for trying to make the custom of it. But I do still like how that turned out. I think it looks very nice. Holy crap. Guys, I think I'm going to have to call it there. That was a lot of stuff just for one episode. And yeah, like I said, we have not scratched the surface yet. And we're getting a lot of great stuff. I don't know. I might go through maybe like one or two more items. We'll do these two together. We'll do these last two things together because they're both from the same thing. They're Funko Pops. I ordered these sort of similar times, but I have from the boys, I have the Deep. I got this off of Mercari. Very nice price, very good figure. Also came in this extra protective casing, which looks very nice. I think in times past or in episodes past of this, I said I wasn't really interested in getting the Deep or LA Noir or Black Noir, but that was kind of because I saw some of the prices for them and were very expensive, and I was not planning on spending that much money. But in recent times, obviously, as you guys can tell, these episodes are coming out a lot more frequently, which means I have spent way too much money on my collections. So obviously my viewpoint on that has changed. However, I do have Black Noir here in my hands, but I want to explain something. I bought this Black Noir on Amazon Warehouse, which basically Amazon Warehouse is where they have discounted items because the items are either A, destroyed beyond being able to sell it at full price, or B, they were like part of an order that got canceled and thus they're just sitting in an Amazon warehouse. I bought this for $9 and I was wondering, like, why is it so cheap? Like, what about this could make it so cheap? The reason why this was $9, there's a little bit of denting on the box here and there, but the big reason why this is $9 is because in the box, the figure's head is turned around. I didn't mess with this. This is how it came in the box. His head is turned around. I looked at this and I was like, that's the reason why they sold it for $9? And I was just like, you could open this up, turn the head around and reseal it, and then it would be full price technically, if by their logic. But then again, there's also the dents somewhere on the box. There's like stickers, like residue, like on some sides of the box here, which kind of sucks. But obviously I display the stuff loose anyways. It's a very nice figure. I'm very interested to see what they do with Black Noir in the new season of The Boys, whenever it comes out, I believe in June. So I'm very excited for that. But yes, with that, I think we're going to call it there for this episode. So yeah, it looks like we're headed into a two-parter episode. First time ever here on the Collection Corner. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out part 1. If you are not subscribed already, make sure you are, with the notification bell turned on. That way, when you see part 2 go up, you get a notification so you see it right away. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on part 2.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.